Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Warmaster Moloch, and this is a campaign start guide on legendary difficulty for the big bad bear bothering booty daddy, Boris Ursus of the Ursan Revivalists of Kislev. Now, this is a campaign guide that I've been asked for a lot in my comment section, specifically because people seem to struggle with dealing with Archaon the Everchosen, plus also Kislev's awful economy. Now, I hadn't played this campaign until about a week ago, and since then I haven't really had any problems with it, to be honest. I've absolutely wrecked Archaon over and over again. It's pretty simple if you know how to do it. So in this guide, I'm going to be deviating from my norm a little bit, in that I'm going to be showing you specifically how to get rid of Archaon the Everchosen so that you can then take the campaign in whichever direction you want. Because the thing is, once you've taken out Archaon, whose capital is over here, you can go west and fight Daniel and the others that are over there, maybe reach Malus. You can then go south to Norska. You can come down here and fight the Chaos Dwarfs. You can have a unification objective going through with Katarin and Kostaltin. You can go east and fight Kolek. There's a whole bunch of ways you can fight this campaign in lots of different directions, or obviously you could combine them all and just go absolutely wild with it. It's entirely up to you. So the main thing people seem to need help with is getting rid of Archaon. So I'm going to show you how to do that good and quickly. Takes me a maximum of 13 turns to get rid of him in my test campaigns on Legendary. So to give you an idea of the plan and why it is that I think people are struggling, I think most people are going to take the Tower of Torment, which is the obvious first thing to do, and then they're coming north, going through Monolith of Festalung and the Burning Monolith, and then they're thinking, well, to complete my first province, I need to take the Howling Citadel from the Burning Sword Khorne faction. Bloody Sword, not Burning Sword. That's a mistake. That is a trap that is built into the campaign by Creative Assembly, because they want you to go in this direction so that Archaon gets more time to build up and become more of a problem. What I do is I follow those steps heading north and get as far as Burning Monolith, and then I immediately go east. Screw this province, Bloodfire Falls. It's not that valuable when you consider that taking out Archaon means taking out a capital settlement. So I go east, attack him at his capital, or attack his capital. He's normally down here attacking a small Slaaneshi faction, and then I meet him round about here or here and kill him off, and that is the end of his faction. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you how easy this is to get through. Let's get started. We're going to put the Patriarch of Kislev in there, and we're going to attack this army. Now, the first two battles, this one and the settlement battle at the Tower of Torment, or whatever it's called, you can auto-resolve one of them, but you can't auto-resolve both because you will lose the Patriarch of Kislev. That's absolutely fine. I personally prefer to fight this battle and then auto-resolve the next one. You can fight them both manually if you want, but I'll show you how to fight this battle for minimal casualties, even though you'll get plenty of replenishment time afterwards. You'll see why soon enough. Let's get started. So the way I choose to fight this is with a bit of kiting, because this army it's not hugely powerful, but it's enough to be a pain in the ass for this kind of army. So I put the Zargard either side of our armoured Kossars and put them there. Boris goes here. Patriarch there. Bear Riders off to the left here. And we're going to target the Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, while bringing the rest of the army round to this side here to try and get the enemy to turn in on themselves so that we can get maximum effect from our shots and just force them to blob up a little bit. Really, though, what we need to be doing a lot is kiting with the Bear Riders, drawing away units after they've taken out the Warhounds, and with Boris and the Patriarch avoiding fighting the General, because honestly, they get their asses kicked on Legendary, so you need to be aware of that. So we're going to start moving these around to here. There we go. And then we're going to charge these in here, take them off of guard mode. We'll just speed it up a little. You've got to watch out for these bears getting bogged down. Bear that in mind, because it can be a real pain to extricate them if they get bogged down in melee. So you want to go for things like the Warhounds of Khorne, because they crumble really quickly. So I'm going to take this out of high speed now. Go, they're wavering, they're broken. Let's get out of there before the melee bogs us down. Let's get over to there. And as you can see, we're drawing units across while our main army is heading in this direction. Now those Warhounds will come back. There we go. We're going to hit them. And there you see the blob starting to form up. We just want to stay far enough away that these guys chase us but can't actually make contact. Just try and keep some units from getting involved. If we can, we want to focus fire on the general when we get the chance. Okay, they've shattered. We can now pull the bears further away. And as you can see, we've isolated a unit here and it's getting shot to hell. And another unit, actually the strongest melee unit they've got, has been drawn away chasing the bears for no good reason. And we want Boris to kite him because Boris does not do well against this guy. Boris is actually pretty lousy in melee until he gets his bear. But fortunately, armoured Kossars with their pistols are pretty damn decent. At least for the early stages of the campaign. You won't be seeing many armoured Kossars recruited here, put it that way. There we go. We've isolated another unit now. Just get the bears to turn round. Kite them round to here so that we can isolate this lot and take them out in one go. Encircle them. Chase them all down. Easy job, just a matter of keeping away from the enemy for as long as you can and then just dividing them up and conquering. Simple as that. Okay, that battle one, we're going to take money from that one, and obviously we've got some devotion for that.
Boris Ursus
And now we can just auto-resolve this. We've got some replenishment time. And I'm going to loot and occupy here.
Boris Ursus.
Now, for Boris, we're going to go Inspiring Presence Firing Drills.
The great bear rewards me.
And for the Patriarch, we're going to go Urson's Roar and Salyak's Lullaby. And then for our recruitment, we're going to be moving fast. So we want 3 in Global, 2 in Basic.
Ursun's disciple.
And then we're going to get this building here, the farmstead, because it just about manages to save us a bit of money and it banks us some growth for later on. And for our research, because we want to get to pirates' weapons at some point very soon, that's like basically the best thing in the entire absolutely useless Kislev research tree, we're going to go Ice Court Discipline because we also want a spellcaster as soon as possible. So that's one we're going to prioritise. We're not going to repair the main building. It's not really of consequence to us. End of turn 1. So, turn 2, having built that building that we did a second ago, we're now going to recruit 2 more units of Kossars from Bloodfire Falls. We're going for Kossars all the way through for all of our recruitment here. Boris, we're going to go another point into firing drills. Now, the reason why we're doing this is obviously melee defense will be useful when we wind up against Archaon, but the reload time reduction is the big thing. We want to be shooting as much as possible, as fast as possible. But that is all good. And that's it for this turn. Okay, we're on turn 3 now, and we are going to move up to here.
Onward, proud
want to be very specific about where we position ourselves here. We want to get ourselves as far forward as possible to make sure that we can hit Monolith of Festerling straight away next turn. 2 more units of Kossars. And that's the end of this turn. Turn 4.
Boris Ursus.
Hit Monolith of Festerlung. We've got a rebellion coming soon.
Beyond even the bear. For Ursun.
Don't worry about this. You can auto-resolve it. It's not a problem. Obviously, you've got to watch out for your Patriarch, though. And this one I'm just going to occupy at this stage. And we will get another 2 units of Kossars. And as far as the points go, 1 more into firing drills. That's maxed that out for Boris. And for the Patriarch, we're going to stick 1 more into Salyak's Lullaby. Now, as far as the rebellion goes, it can take place at the Tower of Torment. We'll get rid of this this stables here. We don't care about that. Now, the rebellion can happen at Tower of Torment. It can happen at Monolith of Festerlung. It's usually Tower of Torment. How we handle it depends on which one comes through. If it's Tower of Torment, what will happen is the faction that takes it, you can normally peace out with them, and they will normally pay you some money, which is quite useful at this early stage. So, you know, the Tower of Torment is not a particularly valuable settlement, so we're going to just let it go while just moving up and around to attack Archaon and his capital. So we're going to end turn 4 there. Now, it's happened at Tower of Torment, so we auto-resolve it. Who the hell cares? Let them take it. Now, if we go to Tong here, take the piece, take the money. Well worth it. Because that settlement doesn't matter to us. And what we're really looking to do is relocate to Archaon's main settlement. So we're going to bring our army to here, because that's enough movement range to get to the Burning Monolith next turn. For our research, we're now going to go with cold storage because we want that extra growth and the casualty replenishment rate. And we're going to start recruiting training a Frost Maiden now, because we'll want them sooner rather than later. End of turn 5. Turn 6, we're going to choose Tempest Magic. You choose whichever one you like, but I like Tempest Magic for the Frost Maiden. And now we're going to attack the Burning Monolith. I'm going to fight this manually just so I can heal up the Patriarch a little bit more, because he's going to take a lot of impact in this fight, but it's not really one you need to watch. He'll take a lot of impact in the auto-resolve, that is. Now, you might be wondering, why was I worried about taking some damage to the Patriarch there anyway, considering we'll get some replenishment time? Well, I'll explain. We're going to occupy here first of all, and we're due to have an attack somewhere here. Again, could be Monolith of Festerling, could be the Burning Monolith. Whatever, Festerlung, Jesus, I keep getting that name wrong. Doesn't particularly matter. Now, the reason why I pay attention to potential casualties in this area is because on one occasion, I've actually had Archaon show up here in Force March, and I've been able to wipe him out right by the Burning Monolith. Now, that's unusual, don't get me wrong, but it's why I would recommend being cautious about the number of casualties you take in this area, just in case you get that chance to wipe Archaon out with a little bit of help from this shitty little garrison reinforcement that you'll get from the Burning Monolith. It's not a huge amount, but it does seem to tip the balance. If Archaon is up against more than one army, very often it's an auto-resolve. Now we're going to go Route Marcher for Boris here, and then we're going to go replenish troops for our Patriarch. But we're going to be sticking to our plan here, because the odds of Archaon showing up here are pretty remote. He should be going down here to take out Exquisite Pain, or at the very least take that settlement from them, because they've got another settlement down here somewhere. We're not going to build anything here. Just so you know, if you want to, this is an option. You can actually sell settlements over to this faction here. Like, let's just go for an example here. Bloody Sword. They're liable to be willing to take peace. Yeah, so we can peace out with them so we can concentrate on Archaon. We can also, if we choose to, sell them the Burning Monolith if we want to make more money and like establish a really peaceful relationship with them that will give us a bit of time for consolidating this area here. Doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. This territory is defensible, but you have to bear in mind you've got very low income as Kislev, so choose where you put your armies carefully. I don't choose to put them there. So we will end that turn. Okay, so as you can see over the end turn, the rebel army did show up at Burning Monolith, and they basically decided to, what was the old term again? Anhero themselves, you know, the YouTube-friendly term. I'm going to fight this manually just to keep casualties to the minimum again, but you don't need to watch that. Right, job done. We'll just take the money there, because why not? Okay, so now we start moving Boris in this direction, and we're going for the Writhing Fortress first. We're gonna get Boris, let's just go for we'll go for Leader of Renown, because he can recruit for other lords at some point in the future as well, and we'll get replenished troops for the Patriarch. They're now both on horses, so they've got a bit of mobility there. And as you can see, Archaon and his vassals have already hit the Monolith of Bubonicus, so that means that Archaon will be down here. For here, we will go for... let's go for Court Controller. And that's the end of turn 7. Now, turn 8, I obviously can't reach the Writhing Fortress yet, but that's okay. We're going to go into ambush stance because we don't want them to know we're coming. And as you can see, there's a general outside and a general inside. Again, if you want, just to show it in action, you can go to Bloody Sword and offer them the Burning Monolith, and they will give you money for it. Personally, I'm not going to bother in this instance, but it's an option that's there for you. But our relocation is running exactly according to plan in turn 8. Let's end the turn. Turn 9. Now, because there's a general outside, we can actually attack them on the outside and see if they'll stand and fight and bring the garrison out with them. Bear in mind, it's not a worry if there isn't a general outside. You can attack the Writhing Fortress, and you'll either win it in manual resolve, or you can usually auto-resolve it with very reasonable casualties. But let's go and declare war on your boy, Archaon, now. And he's fled.
Kislev is your doom. Cut them down.
And we can decisive victory this with low casualties, so I'm just going to do that. Why bother fighting it manually? Took some casualties, that's okay. We're going to go army replenishment.
Hear me roar.
And we're going to occupy. We're not going to sack it or anything else like that. And we're going to put the roadhouse here because we want growth and control as soon as possible. And at this stage, I am going to recruit a Druzhina. Yeah, we'll go for this cunning one. Neither of them are any good. Obviously, they're going to take a little bit of attrition here, but we're going to recruit 2 units with him.
Demon Slayer.
We'll go for... do you know what?
Instrument against chaos.
Let's try this instead. Let's see if it will let us do this. Take those out for the moment.
This land
Yep.
is ours.
So it'll be a little bit cheaper if we let Boris do the recruiting.
Boris Ursus, serve me.
So we'll get 2 units from there. Let's go Eldritch Defender. That's a very good one for Boris's campaign because it's attrition minus 15% casualties suffered from all attrition. And then we're going to go for Convalescence because that is extra growth and casualty replenishment rate.
Defender of Kislev.
For the Patriarch, we're going to go with Icon of Strength. And that's that.
You have returned. Praise Ursus.
And actually, do you know what? One more thing quickly.
Glory of Kislev.
Let's give one more unit back because Boris does have the space in his army for that.
Ursus himself.
And that's the end of turn 9. We've got Archaon's capital already. He's running around just by himself. I realise I said he's just going around by himself, Archaon. Obviously, that's not true at all. He's got his fucking army with him, but still, you know what I mean. Now, Boris, let's come out of the settlement. And we'll go into ambush stance for the moment. See if we can spot Archaon. Because he's going to be round here somewhere. Okay, we're going to bring this army to here. And we're going to do some more recruiting. Now, what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to take them out of ambush stance here. Because I want to show you the battle in action against Archaon in case you have to fight him. So, recruit those 2 units there. We're fine. That's the end of turn 10. And here we go. We've shown Archaon that we are in the area and ready to fight. So he's come out and attacked us. You can auto-resolve it with some fairly significant casualties. Obviously, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to fight it manually. The option for the ambush is there if you want to go for it. But personally, I wanted to show you in case it doesn't work. So I left myself wide open. So let's get into the fight. This is actually a great map to fight Archaon on because you've got this area here, if you look in the top right corner, where you can create basically an easy choke point. But obviously you can also corner camp on places where you can use this as a choke point if you want to as well. But I personally like this one because I don't have to fuck around moving after the battle truly starts. So we're going to set up in here. Now, some of the maps that you might wind up fighting Archaon on are not quite as favourable to you, but the same strategy still applies. So I'm going to show you how to do it. You just set up in a position in which at least one of your flanks is covered. So get yourself along one of the walls, effectively here, or some kind of rock wall. So we're going to set up with these guys as the front line. Set up like that. We're just going to have a wee funnel here for them to come into. Then I'm going to go 7 with the archer Kossars. We're going to checkerboard them a little. And we'll push these a little bit further forward to get a bit of firing line. And then we'll have these Kossars here behind, and we'll move them a little so that they're covering this entire part here. Now I'm going to create a little bit of separation here. In fact, I'm going to put these slightly further forward so they get hit first. And then we'll have Boris here as kind of a lure, and we'll have the Patriarch here. Now, as far as battle strategy goes with Archaon, there's something you need to be aware of. Archaon's kind of a bitch. He actually does not like coming forward. Now, it might be slightly less the case here because he's attacked me, but usually I'm attacking him, and he has a tendency to just sit back and just generally be a pussy and force me to come to him. It's okay, there are ways to deal with that. He also has his Hell Cannon, which rattles people a fair bit because it's homing bullets and all that crap. Here's the thing. You can't dodge the Hell Cannon with Boris or the Patriarch. He won't typically fire at them anymore. But the Warbears, for some reason, the Hell Cannon will fire at. So we just need to spot the Hell Cannon. There it is. See where its firing cone is. Okay, we're in range for it. There we go, see? And now we're just going to run in straight lines across the firing line. Now, obviously, your bears are going to get hit. It's okay. They're tough. They can take it. And most of the shots should miss. See? Completely missed. Now turn around and just do this. And just waste all that ammo. Swing and a miss. If you can get a little hill here to help you with the cover, that's also very good. As you can see, very little damage done to the Warbear Riders so far. Do you know what? I completely forgot I've got reinforcements here. Because normally I just fight this battle solo. But we'll get that to there.
On the march. Whatever Ursun asks. Go with honor. Fight for all the world.
And they're just rearranging a bit because of the reinforcements. So I have to get the Warbears forward a bit. Okay, he's actually going to come at me, it looks like. Hopefully. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to start pulling the Warbears over to here, and let's get these Hellstriders killed as soon as possible. There we go, the battle has been joined. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Warbears to try and lure some units away, because as you can see, the reason why the Hell Cannon likes attacking them is because they're high value. So actually we'll attack these Warhounds.
Boris Ursus.
Stick those there, stick him there. It's okay, they've got round us a little, but we're fine. Now what I'm going to do now is get the Warbears out, because we're going to go after the Hell Cannon. Boris, just block that for me, please. There we go, and we're just going to focus a bit of fire on Archaon here, I reckon. Let's go after the Hell Cannon.
Defenders of Kislev. They die! Hussars! Make war! Comrades, retreat!
That's okay, the Zarguard's running, we're fine. We'll let him rampage a little bit, it's fine, he'll do plenty of damage here in return. Now what I want to do is get the Patriarch around a little bit so that he can heal Boris up. Get the bloody Hell Cannon, lads, seriously. And now let's just focus fire on Archaon, because this is basically done. Has Boris got his area of effect attack yet? Not yet. Okay, aim for them. Boris almost got his area of effect attack. And that's the end of the battle. It's as simple as that, guys. It's just not that hard. Once you know what you're doing and you force them to fight in a space that suits you, Archaon is not that much of a threat. Like, it's an intimidating looking army. Fighting it, yeah, not so much in my opinion. But, you know, don't be complacent. If you're concerned about the battle, be cautious. It's absolutely fine. But we can take the opportunity here, actually, to heal up our single entities using Salyak's Lullaby, because we've got a couple of them left. And we're in really good shape for the follow-up. And we'll just call it there. Now, it didn't matter so much there, but it's actually worth mentioning. While I was talking during the battle there, I did mention that Archaon can be kind of a coward sometimes and not attack you if you are the one who's attacking him, which happens a lot. In this instance, he attacked us. Now, what you can do to counteract this is you waste all of the Hell Cannon's ammo, obviously, using your Warbears, as I showed you, and then you use Boris on his horse to run close to one unit so that they'll chase him. As soon as you can get that unit to come close enough to the army that they get shot down, that will cause Archaon's entire army to attack you. So that's how you deal with it if he absolutely will not attack. Because it does happen sometimes. You just prod one unit into coming forward, shoot it to death. If they still won't come forward, do the same to another unit. Eventually, once you've done enough damage, they will actually start to attack you. You just offer them a high-value target in the form of Boris. Sometimes Archaon will chase you, and that's absolutely perfect because you beat the living crap out of him before the rest of his army arrives. But that's how you do it, guys. I'm not going to take the replenishment because I'm not that worried. I'm going to take the money because our economy is still absolutely crap, and we're in our own territory.
Bravery and strength are respected by
Okay.
us all. Drużyna,
So our boy here now has 3 units. We're going to get him Inspiring Presence.
mine by right.
Bozza, rank 10. Let's go for... Let's just get him a bit of control. Doesn't really matter here. And for the Patriarch, I'm going to go Impassioned. Oh, we got another one. Okay, I'm going to go double Impassioned then. Very nice.
I return. Chosen
And now with these guys close here,
Ursus.
I mean, you can fight it manually if you want, but I've shown you how to beat Archaon already, so that is job done. We will take the money. And that's the end of Warhost of the Apocalypse, guys. It's really that simple. Now, as far as the rest of your campaign goes, I'm sending this Drużyna up here to the Writhing Fortress.
Defender of Kislev.
I'm going to recruit another couple of units for him. Now, why am I doing that? Because his job is basically to hold the Writhing Fortress, because obviously he takes attrition when he's just walking around the Chaos Waste, and Boris doesn't. So let's go to Boris here, and let's give him Draft Master. Lovely. That will mean that we can get another unit here for this army. So what we want to do is get the Writhing Fortress up to tier 3 with at least a tier 2 garrison in there, and keep this army just sort of hanging around there to help defend it against any chaos incursions while we get full control on it. Meanwhile, Boris can go over and wipe out Archaon's allies, like these ones here. They're heading for Monolith of Festalung. Doesn't matter. We're going to take these guys out in no time. You just get the Bleeding Spire, Monolith of Bubonicus, and then take that army out there. These are all auto-resolves. Even this full stack here will do practically nothing in auto-resolve against this Boris stack. I think it's because of the Bear Riders. They just seem to give a huge boost to your auto-resolve. Another thing that we're going to do here quickly now that we've done this is we're going to invoke the invocation of Salyak. Now, if you're worried about Archaon when you're due to fight him as well, you can actually go for the invocation of Ursun, which will give you an ability called the Bitterness of Winter that lowers morale, leadership on some units, and also slows them down. Is it a huge help? No, but then it can be useful to have, say, Archaon fall behind a bit so you don't have to deal with him in a straight fight while you're killing other things. I personally don't usually feel the need to use it, but it's entirely up to you. But the Salyak invocation obviously gives you growth, which we want because we want to build up the Writhing Fortress as soon as possible. And from there, where do you want to go? Well, you can take obviously this entire province, and then you've got the choice of going east to go and fight Kolek as well. Probably a good idea because Kolek will come and fight you at some point. I would always recommend getting another Patriarch or another Frost Maiden and then sending them south to make contact with the other Kislevite factions so that you can, or at the very least Kostaltin, the Ropsman clan, and Katarin, maybe not head all the way over to treat with Mother Astankia, but basically start to get trading terms with them, because that's the biggest assistance that your economy can get at this stage of the campaign. And from there, it's up to you. Do you want to go west and fight Daniel? Do you want to go east and fight Kolek? Do you want to go south and fight the Chaos Dwarfs? Do you want to unify Kislev or don't you? It's entirely up to you. But the thing that everyone worries about, Archaon the Everchosen, he's gone. And the main thing you need to concentrate on is keeping him gone by holding the Writhing Fortress. Simple job, guys. Once you've got this little army here, and you've got the garrison up to tier 2 or tier 3 with a tier 2 garrison, nothing in this area is going to take that. And if you do find yourself particularly worried about something that's shown up, just get yourself some regiments of renown. You've already got a couple here. They'll be a big help. It's as simple as that. Archaon's gone. We're on turn 11, guys. Sometimes it might take you a couple of extra turns if you have to chase him down to Monolith of Bubonicus, but it's still just as easy as that fight I showed you. So I'm hoping this helps you with your Archaon campaign, guys. If it does help, or if you've just enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you hitting like and subscribing and joining me for the next video. I'd also appreciate it if you went down to the comment section and told me what campaigns you're struggling with, so maybe I'll take a look at them for a future video. Either way, I appreciate your time watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.